Today I'm going to give away a free t-shirt, ask and answer a question, bring you comics news, and reveal the books I bought this week. How y'all doing? I'm Victor, and you are watching a Comic Hero Show. Now kick that intro! Welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host, Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. This month is Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month. I'll touch base on that later on, but for right now, it's time to give away a free t-shirt. Alright, on last week's episode, I asked, which Marvel character is currently the mayor of New York City? Well, the correct answer is Luke Cage, and he became the mayor as a result of a mini-series from Marvel called Devil's Reign. Well, 8 people have answered correctly, and because they've answered correctly, their name's been entered in the drawing for a free tee, and that drawing takes place right now. So the winner of the free tee for this week's episode of the show is... Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. Now, St. Patrick's Day originally started as a Christian holiday in Ireland around the 17th century. Now, it acknowledged both the arrival of Christianity in the country and also the life and death of a patron saint from Ireland by the name of St. Patrick, who was believed to have died on March 17, 461 AD. Now, over time, it arrived here in the States, and it became a celebration of Irish culture with different special foods, parades, carnivals, dances, drinking, and of course, everything green. Now, this is a St. Patrick's Day themed Comic Hero tee. Now, I know as I'm doing this episode, it really is St. Patrick's Day, and that day has passed for the rest of y'all. But I'm going to keep this this shirt as a product in the shop section of my website, IamTheComicHero.com, for $17 for the rest of the month. And a toast to everyone celebrating St. Patrick's Day and those that started the holiday. Cheers. All right, now, 2 days ago, I went to 2nd and Charles in Bossier City, Louisiana, and I was looking for some books to fill some holes or any other books that piqued my interest, and there was one book, or one character rather, that piqued my interest, and that was the character Invincible. And I happened to find this trade paperback, so here we go. Now, this is Invincible, and this collects the first 4 issues of the book. Now, for those of y'all who don't know how I do trade paperbacks, I don't collect the trade paperback as a whole. I only collect the issues that it collects, which is 4. Now, Invincible has been out of print for the last 2 years. I mean, it ran all the way from 2003 to 2021. But after watching clips of this on Amazon Prime, I kind of want to. I'm very intrigued by this, and I kind of feel bad that I didn't read this book any sooner. So I'm going to try to collect every issue of this book, or issues of this book, and I know for a fact I'm gonna like it. I mean, who doesn't like Invincible? But anyway, with this trade paperback, that's 4, which brings the total number of comics that I bought since December of 1997 to 11,935. Jonah Gunter from West Monroe, Louisiana. So congratulations, Jonah. You win yourself a free Comic Hero tee. Alright, here's the question for next week's episode, and this is a Flash question. In the comics, which Flash created the Speed Force? Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tee on next week's episode of the show. So, I gotta ask, any questions?
Questions I walk around in. Questions I didn't thrive in. Questions I will survive in. Questions.
I only have one question for this week. It is from Cassia Carmichael from Lucedale, Mississippi. She asks, do you have the least favorite storyline that you're not interested in collecting at all? Well, Cassia, I actually do. There was this miniseries that came out for DC a few years ago called Deceased. And I think there's a current follow-up to it right now. And what's going on in this miniseries, it's pretty much an undead dystopia, where all but about a handful of DC characters are all undead and becoming zombies, and they're out to take over the world. And I'm sorry, there's just something about that kind of story arc that just doesn't sit well with me. I've never really been a fan of zombies. I've never even read an issue of The Walking Dead, nor do I even watch the TV show on AMC. I mean, I'm just not a fan of that kind of stuff. Follow me if you want, but I just don't like that. That's a great question. I really love these questions y'all are coming out with. So y'all keep them up, and remember, they can either pertain to the show or to me in terms of the hobby. But please, no personal questions. I will not ask nor answer them on this show. All right, now it's time for Comically Speaking. So without further ado, let's talk comics. Alright, there's only one thing we're going to talk about in this segment of Comically Speaking, and that's of a brand new Uncanny Avengers series coming to August by Marvel. It is going to be written by Jerry Duggan with art by Javier Garrón. Now, this isn't Jerry Duggan's first rodeo in terms of the Uncanny Avengers. As a matter of fact, he wrote the previous volume, which was in 2015. And also, Garrón is no stranger to Earth's Mightiest Heroes either. Because as a matter of fact, he's currently the artist on the soon-to-be discontinued volume of the Avengers. Now, what is Uncanny Avengers, you may ask? Well, this all really got started in 2012. Uncanny Avengers started out as a Unity Squad, which consisted of non-mutants and mutants. And this happened as a result of a miniseries called Avengers vs. X-Men. Well, this new series is going to happen as a result of an X-Men crossover event called Fall of X. And the Captain America, just like he has in previous volumes, will be helming the Unity Squad. And all the characters that are going to be in this lineup of Uncanny Avengers are the Steve Rogers Captain America, Rogue, Deadpool, Quicksilver, Psylocke, and Penance. I'm really looking forward to this. I enjoyed both volumes of the Uncanny Avengers that previously came. The first was written by Rick Remender with art by John Cassidy, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now. I'm all in when it comes to this book. I mean, I've always been a fan of the Avengers ever since, really since after I got out of high school. I started reading the Avengers then. I read the first volume I ever read was the Heroes Reborn volume back in 1997, and I've been a fan ever since. Really looking forward to this. I think this is going to be a great book. This also makes me wonder what's exactly going to happen in the Fall of X crossover. And then not only that, to usher in the new Unity Squad, there's going to be an X-Men Avengers #1 coming in the first weekend of May for Free Comic Book Day, and I will pick that one up. So yeah, I'm definitely going to buy that one. I'm really looking forward to it. Again, I'm all in. All right, that's it for Comically Speaking. Now let's get to the comics I bought this week. Comic books I bought this week. All right, here we go. First up is Avengers Forever #15. Batman Incorporated #6. Captain America Symbol of Truth #11. Captain Marvel number 47. Really excited about this one. DC Power, A Celebration. Gold Goblin number 5. Hulk number 14. Or is it? Oh, I'm sorry, 13. Justice Society of America number 3. Lazarus Planet, Revenge of the Gods number 1. Miles Morales, Spider-Man number 4. Star Trek number 5. Superman Lost number 1. Uh-oh. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Armageddon Gang number 6. And finally, Wolverine number 31. All right, that's 14, which brings the total number of comics that bought since December of 1997 to 11,949. All right, well, I hope y'all enjoyed this week's episode. Here's a question again for a free tee for next week's episode of the show. In the comics, which Flash created the Speed Force? Now, I didn't give any hints earlier, so I'm going to go ahead and give them now. The first hint is that this Flash made his first appearance in DC Showcase number 4 in 1956 and was created by Robert Kanigher and Carmine Infantino. The second hint, this Flash famously died in Crisis on Infinite Earths in 1986 and was resurrected in 2009. And then the third and final hint, this Flash... Oh, and by the way, this is a dead giveaway if you're a movie watcher or a TV watcher or a moviegoer. All right, this Flash was played on the small screen by both John Wesley Shipp and Grant Gustin, and on the big screen by Ezra Miller. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in the drawing for a free tee on next week's episode of the show. And congratulations to Jonah Gunter from West Monroe, Louisiana, who won a free tee on this episode. All right, now this month is Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month. The multiple sclerosis, or MS as it's also called, is a potentially disabling disease of the brain and spinal cord. In MS, the immune system attacks the protective sheath that covers nerve fibers and causes communications problems between the brain and the rest of the body. Now, eventually, the disease can cause permanent damage or deterioration of the nerves. And signs and symptoms of MS vary widely and depend on the amount of nerve damage on which nerves are affected. Some people with severe MS lose the ability to walk independently or at all, while others experience long periods of remission without any new symptoms. And also, it will rob the ability of a person to speak. Now, there's currently no cure for multiple sclerosis, but treatments can speed recovery from attacks and modify the course of the disease and manage symptoms. Now, I personally know some folks that currently have MS, and I know some folks that have lost their battles to complications from MS. Now, this is the myth about MS that a lot of folks don't know. You don't die from MS, you die from complications from it. Now, and also I'm going to give y'all a perfect example of some famous people with MS. One of the greatest comedians to ever live, Richard Pryor, was diagnosed with MS 30 years ago. and then he lost his life to MS 20 years ago. And then one of my favorite talk show hosts of all time, Montel Williams, was diagnosed with MS some time ago, and he currently takes treatments for them. And thank God he's still with us. Now, if you're watching this and you currently happen to have MS, or if you're a family member or you're watching this and you're a family member of someone with MS or someone who has lost their battle to complications from MS, this episode is for y'all. And this is an MS Awareness Comic Hero tee, and here on the left sleeve, you have the awareness ribbon, and right here, you have the words MS sucks, and right behind it is a brain. Now, if you would like your very own, you can find them on my website, IamTheComicHero.com, for $17. All right, now here's the road ahead for the show. On next week's episode, I'm going to raise awareness of cerebral palsy and also brain injury. This month is Cerebral Palsy Awareness Month and Brain Injury Awareness Month, and so what that means is that there's going to be yet another mystery pop-up segment. Oh, and by the way, I hope y'all enjoyed the mystery pop-up segment, and happy belated St. Patrick's Day to everyone. All right, on episode 440, I'm going to show some love to the men and women's college basketball champions. The Sweet 16 begins for the men tomorrow, and then for the women on Saturday. And good luck to both. And good luck to both. Good luck to all the teams that are playing on both the men and women's brackets. Now, on episode 441, I'm going to raise awareness of autism. I currently know some people with autism, and I know some family members of folks with autism, and this episode is for them. Whenever someone is going through something, it's not just their fight, it's their family's fight as well. And then on episode 442, I'm going to raise awareness of oral cancer. There's so many things about oral cancer, so many myths that a lot of us don't know about. Well, I'm going to address them on this episode. This is the third straight year in a row that I'm raising awareness of this cause. Then on episode 443, I'm raising awareness of child abuse. The month of April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and I'm going to raise awareness of that. This is going to be the second time I'm doing this. I'm going to do this every April moving forward. And as y'all saw, I'm now 51 away from 12,000 comics, and I was very displeased with the way that I did the vote for the variations of 12,000. I'm going to revise it. I called it off yesterday, but I'm going to revise it. That way it won't be so confusing to everyone. That's everyone on social media. But don't worry, if you're watching this directly from YouTube, y'all get a chance to vote as well. All right, if you're watching this for the first time on YouTube, welcome. And if you're watching this for the first time on the Comic Book Lovers Facebook page, welcome. And as soon as y'all done, go on YouTube and hit subscribe. All right, I'm Victor Nunley on The Comic Hero. I'll see you next week for episode 439. So until then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero.